So hi, hello, welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to implement a basic dashboard application that could be easily built using React and Tailwind CSS. First of all, we are in this application, we are having few things. So this is basically part of our existing project, that is IMDb clone, and it will involve React, Tailwind, and certain other features or certain other functionalities that are usually asked in our interviews. So for starters, this page is basically a dashboard page. It will receive data from some backend API or some other data source, and you have to represent the data in the tabular format. Okay, and with that you can search between this data. So if I just type M, so anything that contains M, so searching is enabled. Second, we have filtering is also enabled. So this kind of filtering is enabled in this application. So if I want every data, then it could be presented to me. If I want a bit of filtering in these data according to something, so in this case we are using genre for filtering, so we can filter out these data. And other are pagination, so I can also handle number of elements that could be present on a given page. So as of now there are 5 elements, so if I just reduce it to 3, and then if I want to go to next, then I can go to next. And if I want to go further, there are only 2 movies, so I can just go back and forth using this. Okay, and if I reduce further, then there will be another page with me. Okay, so these things like pagination, filtering, and your searching feature, these features are usually asked in interviews, and these are also part of the major e-commerce website. So whenever you are going to give any interview for any e-commerce website, like company like Flipkart, Amazon, or other companies like Swiggy also, so there are these features that are readily used. So you should know how to implement these features. So in this video we are going to look upon that. And apart from that, one more feature that I want to implement today is this sorting feature. So with the help of this, I just want to increase the number of elements, and with this I can just increasing on the base of rating, increasing or decreasing order, I can just simply sort it out also. Okay, so these are the few things that we have thought upon, and this thing, exactly this thing, is you usually asked in an interview. Okay, so let's just sort it out and map all the things step by step, what we are going to do and what are the things that we are going to learn. Okay, so let's just jump into it. So I'm gonna open my basic, I'm VS Code. So for this, let's just open it. So this is our thing, and let's see what are different features that are we aiming for. Okay, so the first feature that we are going to aim for is, so of course, let me just tell all the features. After that we can talk how to get started with this project. Okay, so today's to do are, so to implement all these features and this kind of dashboard, you need following things. First of all, I will be helping you set up the project. Second, that is optional because in a way we are majorly working in a single file. Okay, so you just need to follow a few set of steps and you are done for the day. Okay, you don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, so next would be, first of all, set up your project. Second would be, we will be firstly creating the UI, static UI, with the help of React.js and Tailwind CSS. Okay, so Tailwind CSS will be used to style this web page, so that you don't need to delve deep into CSS. And along the way, I will be explaining few extension, so that will help in writing the Tailwind CSS easily. Okay, so after this, or after writing static UI, we are going to implement our features like searching. Okay, so that you can search according to yourself. You can paginate the data. So pagination means that you could, if you have n number of results, you can just define like if you are getting 15 result and you want to just display 5 results on a given page, so the user should have option to visit 3 pages. So that is the thing around pages. So we are going to implement searching, pagination, filtering, sorting, and all those features. Okay. And while we are at it, then I also want to emphasize one more thing, that in this, while we will be using Tailwind CSS, I will be explaining how you can just get started with the Tailwind CSS and you can code your React components very easily. Apart from that, I will be explaining how to use, how to create basically tables with Tailwind CSS. And I'm just majorly talking about this table. Okay, this table that we have. Okay, so it is of course responsive, and this is how usually your dashboard looks like. So majorly how you can create tables using Tailwind CSS, and more the most important thing that you are going to learn is how to use someone else's code. Okay, because what usually happen is that in your bigger companies also there will be some project that is being run, and you will be hired to contribute into that project. So you need to know how you can use someone else's code to work upon it. Okay, so that is very important skill that will be help, that will help you in your day-to-day life. Okay, so now moving forward, searching, pagination, filtering, and this. And if I get time in today's session, then I'm going to implement also my local storage. Okay, so let's just start with it. Let's just do the first step. So what you all people need to do is just need to go to the GitHub link. Okay, I'm just going to give you the GitHub link, so live React course. And you all just need to go to view code, and you can just before doing view code also, you can just directly uh, if I maximize it, you can just directly go here and just git clone this repo, and the whole code is inside this imdb folder. Okay, so when you clone this repo, all these things would be available. Just need to go inside this imdb repo and just need to type npm install. Okay, so I'm just going to write the steps. Okay, so first of all, clone this link. So I'm also pasting this link in the chat, so it would be embedded, and we will also be adding it to description. So first of all, clone this link. Okay, just simply git clone it. First step is this, and second step would be to simply go inside imdb folder or directory and just type npm install. Okay, and you can just get started with your project. Okay, that's all. If you want to start from the scratch, you can also do that. Okay, and if you do this with this npm install, and you can just directly do with it, you need not to install tailwind separately. Okay, all things would be set up. Okay, and if you want to start from the scratch, then you can just simply create react app, simply create a react app using cra, and just directly install tailwind. Okay, so I've also created a video around that, where I just explain step by step process how you can install Tailwind CSS for a React application. Okay, so the first step will be to create a simple create React app. So for that, I have opened VS Code over here, and inside that I will be doing npx create dash react dash app, and inside that Tailwind will be the name of project. And you should also know that Tailwind is a utility library, so it has classes that work similar to your css. So it's just being installed. So now it's done. Now let's cd into Tailwind, and then the second step will be to install your Tailwind CSS. So for that, I will be just simply installing this library. And the next part will be to add these two config file. Okay, so one is for the Tailwind and second is for post css. So what happens is Tailwind uses a post css kind of thing to work with your normal React. So I will be pasting that also. So with this, you will see that now you have two files, post css.config.js, tailwind.config.js. So as of now, we don't need to touch anything around post css. We need to see some things around tailwind.config.js, because sometimes we need to work with TypeScript also and JSX also. So it should be able to recognize those files and allow us to use CSS classes of Tailwind over there also. So for that, what we can do is I just need to copy this part. So I need to replace the content part, and with this now any file that starts that has extension of JS, JSX, TSX and TS will be able to use uh, Tailwind globally in my current project. So after that, what you need to do is you have an index.js file that's in src, and you have to put these three directives over here so that css is available all the way. Okay, after this you just don't need to import it anywhere else, just need to put it here. And also ignore those warning that comes along. Okay, so that is not a concern. Next is just start the project and you are good to go. So these were the minimum set of steps that you need to take to start working with Tailwind. So I'm doing just npm start. So now this has started. Let's see whether our project is working or not. Okay, so for that I'm just going to replace this with our app.js, and inside this I'm just going to remove everything. Just I will just leave app over here and I will just paste it over here. So these are the classes that are built into Tailwind CSS. Okay, so if that was the case and if I open it and this is the way through which, and if I remove all these things, then you can see by default React provides this kind of styling, and if you add these classes, then you can use the classes of Tailwind CSS also. So while we are here, let's do some changes and check how your TypeScript work. So for that, so if I come here and now let's see if I do it text Excel, then it should be bigger. And so with the color text blue 400, and it is now blue, and I can just also make font weight font bold, and with this I can also do it 4x. So moving on, so these will be the three steps that you need to follow. Now let's just talk about the static UI that we are going to build. Okay, so if I talk about code structure, then it's not much. Just need to, let's just come here and let me just maximize it. So you just don't need to go anywhere else. You have just only this favorite.jsx, and if I open my Chrome, then this is the link that is as of now displaying the content of favorites page. Okay, so favorites page. Okay, so With this, just need to build everything step by step. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. Okay, and before starting on, I want to share a simple extension that you all should be working with whenever you are working with Tailwind CSS. Okay, so for this, there is an extension. I just should be using. Okay, so the extension name is Tailwind CSS Intelligence, because that will give you autocomplete, will help you learn Tailwind CSS better. And the next is inline fold. So what happens is whenever you just write your Tailwind CSS classes, it becomes long. Okay, so if you want to manage these things, so it makes reading your code very difficult. So to avoid that, they have introduced an extension inline fold. So with this, I'm going to show it to you people. If I just put everything one after another, then it will be omitted from the screen. Okay, so that helps a lot while reading your code. Okay, if I just do this, and if I just over here and just go over here, so this whole CSS will be hidden to for the reader, and once you have done, it will be hidden. So that improves the readability of your code. So the first extension is inline fold, and second was Tailwind Intelligence. Okay, so Tailwind Intelligence is going to give you a bit of autocomplete, so that will help you out when you are writing something in Tailwind CSS. Okay, so let's just go and let's just check out the different things that are available to us inside our inside this dashboard. So the few things that we can directly see upon, that I already have this navigation bar. Let's just leave it out. We have to majorly focus on this internal part, this filter, searching, pagination, and all those, the area below your basic nav bar. Okay, so next is I just want to code everything step by step. So first of all, I will be talking about genres. Okay, so genre means I want to talk about these three things. I want to talk about these three things. So let's just talk about these things one after another. So basically, what do I want? I want n number of elements that are below my nav bar, and that are one after another and are at center. Let me just explain you how we can do it. First of all, I'm going to create a div, and I'm using class name, of course, to give class to it. So first says I will be giving it margin top, and initially let's put genres over here. Okay, so first will be our basic margin top 4. Okay, so what it is going to give you, it is going to give you margin from top, so it will move below. Okay, next would be to give uh, a slight left push, or we can do it that thing later also. And inside this, I am going to put some buttons. Okay, so I'm just going to put some buttons. So this is a way, when you use JS6, then your autocomplete or emit abbreviation works. So with this, you can just directly create your buttons. So with this autocomplete, I create 3 buttons. I'm just creating only one as of now. Okay. Ah. So let's just put some content inside of it. So I will be calling it all genre. So let's see how it is printed. So it is printed like a normal text. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it some properties. First is class name, padding 1. So throughout, I'm going to give it a padding of 1. So if you hover over it, it is basically like giving it an area of uh, around the element of 0.25 rem. That is a unit basically. So 1 rem is 16 pixels. Okay. So moving on, let's just give it a color also. So I will be giving it background blue. So it on its own is going to give me some autocomplete. Okay, that is very helpful. Okay, so next will be after background blue, I will be giving it a round did. small. Let's see how this looks. Rounded, large. Okay, this is visible. Let's just compare these things. And I want a bit of more lateral, horizontal uh, padding so that it increases its size. Okay, that's all. Now I have want to have a text that is large. So font or text large. Okay, or font or text just font bold. I think font bold would work. Font bold will be used to make it bold. And next would be to give it text white. I have to give it text white. Okay, so let's just see what are the things that we did. So from the starters, you can just directly see these things. If I talk about, let's just remove these things. Okay, initially what we had a basic a, a button with these kinds of padding. Okay, so all of the place, top, bottom, left side. I just want to give it padding of one, and along with it I want to increase the lateral, so I can just do this thing also. So this will be more clear to you people. So vertically one and horizontally two, and with this background color of 400 and rounded large, so that your boundary becomes circular. And after this I want to give it font bold. Okay, so it becomes bolder, and text large. Okay, so these were the few things. And text white. So these gives you few colors that will be used in all the places. Okay, so this as of now looks great. So let's add few more also, few more buttons also. Let's see how we are going to work with it. So this button, another button will be here also, and these are aligned one after another. So we can just add a we can manage it using simple flex also. So I'm just going to implement flex, and you can just have a space between them of flex of 2, so that they have a bit of space in between them. And with it you can just justify center them. Justify center. So what Joshua Center does, it brings everything to the center. And I think I need a bit of more uh, margin. So I will putting it to 6. This thing I feel. Okay. Hmm. Now it is very understood. Okay, so what I did, I just pushed it bottom, pushed it from top by 6 units, and then I just gave it flex. So inside of it there are two buttons, they will be aligned one after another. And I just gave them colors and all those things. Okay, let's just test other things also. So what is happening, like if I hover over any of these, okay, if they are not in uh, your color, by default some of them are of gray color and of text white, and if I hover over them they become light blue. Okay, so let's just do, and let's just try to implement that also. So for that, what I need to do is I need to simply go and say I have to do a gray. Okay, so this works fine. And on hover I want to have background blue 400. So that is what I was saying. So these two things works perfectly. Okay, so now moving on, let me just also align them properly so that we can easily understand all the things on a rather easier way. Okay, just align it this would. Now moving on. uh Now our genres part is done. Now let's just talk about our searching part. Okay, so these two all also are part of a simple div that how I just place these buttons, of course. So here also, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a div. Okay, and that div is also going to have some. I want to just put some searching. Okay, and class name equals to a simple uh, hmm, simple just I will be giving it a margin top of 4. Let's see what are things present over here. I don't think there are many things over here. uh, just need a bit of spacing between the above section, between the searching and the filter section. Okay, and inside of it we need only two inputs. Okay, these two. So I just need two inputs only. For that, input into two. First is of course text, and second will not be text. It will be something different. So let's just give it a type of number so that I can have increment and decrement with it. Hmm. And let's just have a basic placeholder also. Placeholder equals to search. So it gives itself a search placeholder. And because I haven't given any border and all those things, I need to give it to it also. Okay, so for this I will be giving it using class name, of course, border of 1 or just 2. Border, not a border, border dash 2. Yes, this border, I think these two are equivalent, and I just need to give them a padding also. So padding of y will be 1 and padding of x will be 2. So padding, this is internal area. Okay, and what else I could give it? Nothing else. Let's just give this guy also a class name, these similar properties also, so that these similar properties are visible. Okay, now our input part is that done. So now I can just add some attribute to inputs also. Okay, so by default these rows and all those input usually worked as a control component, so we are going to control them also. So as of now I just want to put default value equals to 1. Okay, so I think it should have, sorry, value of 1, value of 1. Okay. That being said, I could just directly go and put it as a flex like this and justify center and space dash x dash 1. Okay, so space between them would be 1. So if I just want to increase that, I can give it to 2. I think these things, and also I should want to keep them center. So text dash center. So inside everything, inside of it would be line centered. Just try it out, or just push it into here. Okay, so it is now center. I think these two things look similar. Okay, so in this way you have to do things by trial and error, and whatever works. Okay, so these things works. And do I need to mm, add something? I don't think so. I think border to, just a border would work. No, click on it here also. Yes, these two works similarly, so it is not an issue. Yes, these two work similarly. Okay, Now, if I talk about these two work perfectly. I don't need to worry more about them. So what I did similarly, I just gave it margin top 4, so it is separated from my filter part. Then I just give it flex, so the bottom inputs will be aligned one after another. And to put them in center, I just put just a center and space x2 into to give them horizontal space between elements. Okay, so that's how I just put the inputs in place. Okay, and later on I will be adding functionality to these inputs also. Okay, now coming to pagination. When you will be downloading this code base, then you will be see that I already created the pagination component, so I will not be creating it again. So because of that, I will be just straight away importing it. Just import it from here also. Import pagination from dot slash pagination. Okay, so that's how I just simply uh, called upon my pagination guy. And later on, I have to pass you few of the props. We can do that later. Okay, so now my top this filtering part UI is done. My searching part UI is done, and I don't think so. Nothing is left. So now coming on to the most mod part. Okay, now if I just increase the size of it, okay, increase the size of it.
I didn't get that. Could you
Okay,
try again?
just close it. Okay, if I increase the size of it, then this table contains so many features, like it contains several columns and rows, and I want to have a table like this. So when you will try to create something that is very complex, it is better to take someone else's code and modify that code as per your usage. So for that, we need to understand how a table works, and after that we can easily use someone else's tables code into our piece of code. Okay, so that's how we are going to create this data table for us. Okay, so for that, let's just go to our OneNote, and let me explain how a table is formatted. Okay, so when I talk about a table, so a table is formed using few things. Okay, so a table is composed of several columns. Okay, it's composed of several columns. So if I just add some columns, these kind of columns, sorry, rows, and and few columns. It is having the same issue. Okay, let me just write it down. Insert these things. These these kinds of columns. Let's just one after another see how this table works when we talk about our simple HTML. Okay, so if we talk about a simple table, just take a marker because that would help me write these things better. Okay, just reopen it again. So a table constitutes of few things. So a table start with a simple table tag. Okay, and it is usually structured around two things. The first two portion. The first portion is this portion that is known as T head, basically head of the table, and the bottom portion is body that is known as T body. Okay, so if I want to construct a table, it starts from a table tag, and it has a T head and a T body. So you can think of let's just say we have a basic call mark sheet table. Okay, so there could be serial numbers over here. There could be name over here. There could be uh, your subject, your marks. So this first row is part of heading. Okay, and subsequent rows will be part of the body, and every row starts with a tr. Every row will start with a tr. So there are basically four rows. So if we talk about inside t body, so there will be four trs. Okay, and inside of every tr there will be, if I just uh, zoom in a bit. Okay, if I talk about side of it, so these tr would contain, basically, inside these tr you will be having your own tds. TDs, or if we talk about majorly columns in our heading, they are usually marked as TH. So TH is table heading. Okay, so that means that we want these headings to be a bit bolder. So by default, TH is a bit bolder, and these columns could be easily represented using TD. So in short, your table is constitute of table tag. Inside of that, there are two sub portions. There are T head and T body, and inside of T head or T body, you are having rows that are represented using TRs, and inside of every TR there will be TD or TH depending upon the boldness. Okay, so with this thing in the mind, I just want to move around, and let's see, could we get a similar table for us on the web so that we can use it. Okay, so Tailwind CSS table. So this is Tailwind CSS table layout. Let's see what it gives. Flow byte, elements, components. Okay, so let's see. They are just giving us simple tables. Okay, here we can get a bit tables also, but they are not of that much of use case because they are very simple. So I'm not going to use it. So I'm just showing the process how we can use them. Okay, these also look a bit simple and they have other features, but they are not that of use. Okay, let's come here. I don't think this is of much use case. Let's go over here. So we can have these kinds of table. Let's open one of these because this contains colors and all those things also. I just want to go to this thing. So this thing look a bit similar to what we have over in the final one. Like we have the image and we have a text side by side of it. Okay, the status could be used for the genres, and I have option of these icons. I either use them, or I can use this kind of feature. Okay, so that is per my choice. Okay, and this looks very similar. So if I want to copy the code of it, I can just directly go over here. I can just directly copy the code from here, and already we know how this code on a higher level works, so we can directly work on it. Okay, we can refactor our code to our liking. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to copy it. I'm just going to replace it. Okay, or what I can do, I just want to have another component that lives inside my current, so their table. Okay, later on I'm going to put it back, but for the sake of clarity, okay, I want to put the whole thing in a different block so we can understand the thing one after another. So as of now, I can just directly use my data table component because it is in the same file. Okay, let's close it down. So let's just try and create something similar to what we have in our UI. Okay, so for that, I'm just going to bring it over here and let's just compare these two. So, uh, hmm. so name, state, role, team, and these things. But I have to put name is perfect. Then I have state. Let's just replace. Let's just work a bit on state and all those things. So, our rating, popularity, genre, and remove. So we are having these. So if you want to read the whole code, that is very easy. It is basically a table that's lives inside a div. Okay, we I'm not concerned about any piece of code. We are just only be changing the code that is required for us to work on it. Okay, so if I talk about the table, of course it has a t head and a t body, and the t head contains a tr, and inside of it we are having th. Okay, so if I want to now convert this thing this thing into this, it could be done easily. Okay, let's just try to map them one after another. Okay, so that it is easier for me to understand. So huh. So I need name, rating, popularity, and genre remove. Name, where is my VS code? Hmm. Huh. So first is name, popularity, clarity, and next will be sorry, rating, popularity, and the last would be our genre and remove. So genre and remove. So that's how you can just skim through on the web, and you can just get your thing and remove. I think this thing works, and we have my genre and my remove with me. Now let's just talk about few more things. This thing is fine. Now I just need these arrows also, so I can just directly inspect, and I just want to get it from here only. Okay, so these are basically I can add images, so I just want to copy it from here so that I can use it in my original one. I don't want to find it, okay, as of now. So I just want to edit HTML. Here I can just copy it. Just wanted to put it with this guy, and after this I will use the second icon. Edit as HTML, and just directly copy it from here and paste it below rating. Okay, now I can do the same with these two people also, but first of all let's just work on ratings first. Okay, so as you already seen that they are coming one are coming stacked. Okay, so I want to place them one after another horizontally. So let's see how we can do it. So for this we have to of course use again our beloved flexbox. So for this, let's just create a div inside of it, and let's just put all three things inside of it. Command X, Command V. Let's just give them. You can give this guy also a div. That way we can. It's not very required, but for simplicity, I want to give it, and just give the parent. flex so that they could be aligned one after another. Okay, so now it is easily aligned one after another. So that's the magic of flex. Okay, now this part is partially done. We are, as of now, we are focusing majorly on our headings. Okay, so next is the term for our simple rating. So let's just copy the whole thing, and then we are going to replace it with basic popularity. Okay, need to close it also. Hmm. So popularity. Okay, so this thing works like a charm. Okay, this thing works like a charm, and we have all those things that are required by us. Now, let generate and remove could be easily done, because what happens in table is your head will start from the left portion and will take the area of the whole thing. Okay, so that's why you are seeing that genre is occupying and it is at the left portion. We can just align it accordingly. That is my concern. We will be doing it later. By the way, remove is working fine. Okay, now coming back, let's just close our t head. Let's just talk about our t body. I'm going to remove most of the things. So t body have tr, it has th, and they may have used th for any reason, but I don't think so it is very much required. But as of now, I will be closing most of the columns of the first row. Rest I want to remove. Okay, because I want to work on the single one, because later on I have to use the dynamic data, and I will be using the single row to render the whole table using map. Okay, so as of now I'm just having this only single row, because I have to map it according to that thing. Okay, let's just work one after another. Okay, so the first thing that I could work on is basically replacing uh, this thing and putting a number to it. Okay, so let's just go to the easiest things. Okay, so let's just replace the whole span thing. I just put a number to it. So let me just put a number to it, 10. And for the next guy also, 10. Okay, we need to work a bit on alignment also, and let just only have the a single block only. So for that we will be going to give it a blue color, or such or green color, sorry. So let's just remove three of them. So it was after the popularity guy. Let's just move these three, and let's just add basically all genre to it. And here I just need beam only instead of two. So all genre or just the action would also work. So I think this part is sorted. Okay, and at the last, this genre part is, I think, sorted. Okay, these two icons I want to remove, and I want to put a simple delete, because over here we are having a simple delete without any background color. So I can just use this given span. Okay, and I could just directly remove all these things, because this div only serves the purpose of putting them one after another. So this span, I just need a closing tag for the span. Okay, and do I need some text? Yes, I need some text. Delete, and I need to put it no background color, just the basic text red. So these things help you create a UI from an existing code. Okay, so what I have done till now, I can just easily explain it to you. So first of all, I just focused on, you just need to break your problem into smaller chunks so that you can easily work on each of the things uh, one after another. Okay, so for that, for what I did, firstly I focused on only headings. So I just simply put the headings. Okay, then I saw that I need to put these icons also. So I just copied these icons, I just put it inside of it, and uh, the first guy, that is rating, I just created a div. I know that if I need to place three things one after another, I just need to have a bigger div. Okay, that I can give it a flex, and inside of it I can just put both the icons and the rating thing. And the same thing I did for my popularity guy also. So that sums up the heading part. And after that, what I did, I just removed most of the things. Okay, inside the t body, inside the tds, I removed most of the things. Okay, so now coming back here, let's just work a bit on alignment also, so that it looks neater than usual. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is, I just want to put these things, just text. If I put text center, let's see what happens. It is not going to go to center. We are going to just do rest of the things, and we can manage these genres and all those. Okay, I just need to put it here. That's why it didn't work. Text center. Text center. I think there is some change. I wasn't able to view it. Okay, it may be quick. Let's just manage it separately. Okay, let's not worry about it. I think these two things looks very familiar, so I don't need to worry about it much. Let's just work on these images and all, and rest of the spacing also. Okay, so for this, what I want to do is, and I think these all have some alignment issues. Okay, so that is not a big of a concern. So I just need not to worry about these things. I just want to now work on this image and this text thing. Okay, so let's just talk about it. So for this, I am going to my t body. Let's just close t head. Let's just go to our t body, and inside our first column, that is uh, tr and th. Let's just talk about few things. So I just don't need any dots and all those things. So I'm just going to remove it. Okay, and I don't want to make it rounded, so I can just remove it from here. Okay, and I think this image is taking the height and width from the parent. Okay, so as of now, I don't want any parent, so I'm removing the parent also, because I want to give it its own height. Okay, so let's work on this also. Height and width. Don't want it to be rounded. Okay, so by default, it is taking the whole height and width that is available. It's intrinsic height and width. Okay, so I can just give it easily a height of 20 rem and width of 30 rem. This is a bigger height, so let's just reduce it. So 10 rem and 20 rem. So it also looks rather bigger. If I can do just 25 and 8 rem, I think this would be a good size. Okay, let's just check what I've given into these images, because these images would be working according to the aspect ratio. Okay, so I just need these kind of images. So let's just go over here and let's see how I can just do it. Images. Okay, so just need to reduce the width if it is applicable. So here I can just directly do 10 rem and my 8 rem thing. It works. Just use the size of it. Just give it according to it. Okay. So let's give them a width of 160 pixel. 160 pixels and 100 pixels. Let me just explain what I'm going doing as of now. So object cover and object center. Just don't want to have just want to have object fit only. Like it should be fitted. I don't want it to be and all those things. Okay, I think this could be the width of it. Okay, so that's why it is behaving this way. We are going to work on it, or when it gets some width, because as of now it is having some issues. So I am planning to give it when it becomes medium. Okay, if I now increase the width, yes. Now actually this is as of now it is working. So by default I want to keep it hidden. So because of the smaller width of it, it is causing some issues. So by default, I want to give it hidden. Let me just explain it a bit. Okay. So when I increase the width of the screen, then only why it's not working. MD or MD is the unit, I think. Yes. So when I increase the width of it, it's not working here. Okay. Then mm, okay. Hmm. There is some issue with the image aspect ratio also. Let's just talk when we are going to map it. Okay, so let's not worry about it a lot. Just give it its generous width and all. Okay, so just want to give it its own. Don't want to give it height of width. Let's just only give it a height of uh, your let's say 8 rem. Okay, now it is working on its own. So let's just give it 5 rem of height. Just want to manage the height, which could be easily managed. Okay. Your 8 rem, I think, was good enough. 7 rem. Yes. Okay. Yes. And if I want a width, then this could be 10 rem. Okay. It has no effect as of now because it is square image. That is not much of a concern. We will be working on it when we have the actual images. Okay, because that will respond better. As of now, we have these two things with us. Okay, as now we have these two things with us. So let's just remove these two things. Your basic email thing, and I just want to put it in the center. Okay, so how can I do it? Simply vertical center tailwind, vertical align baseline, align super, align middle, align middle. Let's see what happens. This even now it is not working. Let's see what are the things we have to just figure it out because there is someone else's code. So that's why we have to figure it out. Okay. Either the easiest way is to give some padding on margin or all those things. Okay. That we can easily do. And I want to place them side by side so this could be looking way better. Okay, so now if I come over here, let's have these few things. It has put gap and all those things, so let's just remove these things, gap and all those things. I just don't want these things. Okay, now they are just to flex. Okay, and justify content center, align center. You can just do directly do align middle. So center will be horizontally centering it, na. Just and here I have this image and this div. Okay, so there I have this div because it will only centering this guy only, na. I need to remove the parent of it. Sometimes what happens is when you use someone else's code, you have to debug it. Okay, you have to see through things. And now I'm just using this small with it, and this is looking perfect. Let's just go to its parent and let's just say align align middle. Let's try it out at once. Mm, First of all, let's just do just for center. Okay, justify. This works. This works. Okay. And if I want to put this text, okay, items center C. Okay, item centers was the property that I was missing, and I can just give them a bit of space dash x of 1 or 2 work. Okay, so what are the things that I was missing? That before this we had multiple stack of the text over here. So it was inside another div. So I had to remove that div, and here also I had to remove few things so that it could be aligned like a normal div where th is your parent and it has an image and it has a div, and I have to give this image some height. Okay, and we will later on working on this image when we will be using actual uh, movie posters. Okay, so as of now, as you can see, I've perfectly created this thing. Okay, I think these two things looks fine. And now what I want to do is I want to first of all just reduce a bit of height. Okay, 6 rem. Okay, yes, and let's just give each one of them a bit of font text lg and font bold. I don't know, but I think that this looks better, or just bold is rather bad idea. Yes, this is also a bad idea. Okay, let's just leave it here, and we can just have a px6 or pl. Well, for that matters, with a bit left alignment. Okay, so now our major portion is done. Let's just get the data and let's just map it through. Okay, so now to map this thing, uh, let's simply get the data from our UI or wherever we can. So as of now, we can get the data from the movies uh, page also. Okay, so if I can just directly inspect, or I have also have this data with me, just want to copy this piece of data. So assuming that this piece of data will be available to me. Okay, so I'm assuming that this piece of data is available to me, and I have to use this piece of data to represent my UI. Okay, let's see how I can do it. So now I have this movies array to represent whole of the thing. So one more thing I want to do is I want to just go back and put the whole thing inside my actual application so that I don't need to make it cumbersome. So everything is at the same place. Okay, let's just minimize it so that we can easily see our code base. Okay, so let's say we have this movies array with us. Let's make our things dynamic. So if I talk about my to-do list, this thing is done. My static UI is basically done. Now moving on, I have to make it dynamic. I have to get data from it. So the next thing that I will be getting data from my UI. Okay, so UI, not UI, basically an array or basically data source, or just uh, just want to make my UI dynamic. Okay, that is what we are going to do. Let's come here and let's accomplish that thing. So I am having this movies array, and I have to map this whole table according to that. Okay, there's nothing to worry about your T head. You have to majorly work around your T body. So hmm, let's come here. Hmm. Let's just use our basic array movies dot map, and you are going to get a unique movie from here, and that will be having certain features with it. Okay, command V, and now movie. First of all, let's just simply log our movie. Okay, that comes along the way. Console dot log my movie. Okay, so let's just go to our console. So for this, I'm going over here. Movie is not defined. MOVIE. Yes. So simply inspect it. Nothing is visible. I know. Yes. Here, let's go to an object. There are few things. It has given me some ideas. There's many things like backdrop part. That is uh, basically the banner part. Okay. The first is your ID. Okay, let's just get this ID and let's just put it as a key prop so that it would be unique. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just using this as movie.id. Okay, next let's just get that image and text and all those things. So for that we need to have that URL, and across that we have few more things like popularity that we need. I think voting average. So that is basically your rating. Okay, let's just get these things also. Okay, so these two things are very easy to get. So let me just put these two things first. So your movie dot voting average. Okay, zero it. I think class name. Okay, we need to do few things also. We need to replace every class with the class name. Okay, just delete the we haven't did it. Okay, we have to do it because that is not uh, recommendable when you're working on the production. Okay, that is certainly going to give you some error. So movie dot vote average. Uh, okay, on change handle and all those things. We can just ignore it. Hmm. So as of now, there is no, I'm not getting any movie and all those things. Yes, I'm getting this thing, but it is not rendered. Let's see what is happening over here. Uh, okay, vote underscore average movie. So this, let's just return this thing. We haven't returned anything. Okay, that was the case. That's when nothing was being printed. As of now, this rating is done. Let's just talk about popularity also. So what was happening that I haven't returned anything. So that's why for every entry I was giving it undefined. So it your React engine could not uh, write it on the UI. That's why there was nothing to be presented. Okay, now let's go over to our next thing, that is basically our popularity. Okay, so for here I will be doing movie dot popularity. This is being done. Now we have these two things. land with this. And we can also do one more thing. Then I can just uh, we keep it very precise using two fixed. So I can just force it to have at max two trailing zeros. Okay, two decimal points of result. So if I have multiple like 0.3567, so it will be fixed to 0.35. Okay, that is the thing. So with this, my rating and popularity part is done. We're going to implement a genre and all those things and remove also. But before that, I want to work on my basic this poster path so that I can work on my uh, image styling. Okay. And beyond this, I just need title. Okay. So let's just get the title out of the way. So for this, I will be going over here and let's just do movie dot title. And when you look here carefully, sometimes you get movie dot title, sometimes you get movie dot name. So I usually put both of these things. Okay. So now you have these movies with the names. So that's the magic of React. Okay. So you just need to build the UI, just put the data, map it, and pass to it. It will be dynamically creating the UI for you people. Okay. Now moving on, let's just work around this images also. So for these images to work, I just need to remove the static image that I have with basically the link that will be used for getting my images. Okay, for this I will be replacing a normal src with this url. So let's see what is this. Basically it is a API url where you can just directly get the path of the image. Okay, so here I am getting all the images. Now let's convert our UI according to us. Okay, so for this, let's just go over here, just see few things, and convert our basic image according to our needs. So according to this factor, this form factor, I need to convert it to. Okay, so for this, I will have to give it a height and a width also, width of 10 rem. Let's see how it behaves. It works because that was the issue with the image only. Okay, so that's why it was not working. But these images are larger, so you can just adjust with it. Okay, so now I've just dynamically put all the data inside my UI using a basic array, and usually this array will come from either from another page or a backend API. Okay, so that's how your dynamic UI would work. Now let's see how we can implement searching, pagination, filtering, and sorting with it. Okay, so if I want to implement these features, let's see how we can do it. And before this, there are few features that are still pending, like getting the genre out of it. Okay, if I open my inspect and I will go to my console, then I will be getting different objects with me. And if I open genre, so there are these genre IDs. So with this mapping genre ID, you need to have some data with you. So for this, I am getting my data. Let me just get it for you people. So here I have basic some genres that are mapped to my API. So let's say it is given to you. Okay, these are numbers that are mapped. These numbers are mapped to some genre. Okay, so this 107752 will belong to war. Okay, so any movie that has a genre of war will have ID of 10752. Okay, so these are some of the ID that could be used usually. Okay, so now let's just see how we can use this, put these genres, as well as how we can put here the different genres that we can have, and we can use for filtering also. So this is one thing that we have to implement first. Then after we can implement our features like searching, pagination, filtering, and sorting. Okay, now let's just do it. So for it to happen, we have to go to our each and every movie, and inside my T body, wherever I am getting this action thing. Okay. What do I have to do? As of now, I am getting these genres with me. Okay. So these genres with me. Let's here. Where are these genres? Yes, these genres with me. Okay. Some movie can belong to multiple genre. Okay. So they can have war and thrilling both. Okay. Like this movie, like Detective Night, Independence. It has three genres. Okay. So what we need to do over here is, uh, I on my own want to determine that this thing, this first, I will be only talking about the first id. I will be taking the first id and I will be mapping it to my genres ids object, and whichever whatever genre comes out, I will putting it into this table. That is what I'm going to do. Okay. So to get that, I will simply be doing movie dot genre ids of 0. That gives me the id. Okay. Now I have to find this id in this object. Okay. For this it is very simple. Just do genre ids. This is the variable name, and use the square bracket. This genre ids, use the square bracket. So whatever id comes out of this array will be replaced with the name. So now if I come over here, then you can directly see these are war, drama, action, and animation. Okay. So this is how you can map certain kind of data into another form on your UI also. Okay. Let's talk about our basic option that will be literally used for filtering our data. Okay. So now we are going to do our filters. So let's just minimize the whole thing. For this, I need to, what do I need to have? Every movie. Okay. If I come over here, why it is always hidden, why it is already moved, I don't know. Huh. So when I go to any of these object, okay, I can have basically, there could be multiple movies with multiple genres. Okay. And multiple movies that can belong to same genre. So I don't want any repetition over here. For the option like here, there are only two options, sci-fi and actions. Okay. And there are multiple movies to one genre. So I want to only show the unique genre over here, so that they can easily filter out from here. Okay. So for this, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do a simple thing. I am uh, simply, let's say I have these movies with me. Okay. And I want to use a simple use effect. Okay. Or a simple thing like every movie I have. Okay. I want a simple, let's say, basic genres, comma, set genres. Or yes, we can have these equals to use state, and that this guy is only, as of now, is only having an empty array. Okay. You can see that. And initially, what I want to do is, I want to map on my movies array. I can do it in use effect, of course, so that it will be done after first rendering. Use effect. I can put this move to the state also, so that later on I can use the delete feature also. But we can do several things. Okay. Ah. So now, uh, I want to execute it on only once. Initially, just want to do a simple movies dot map, or I can just directly do one thing. I have all the movies. Okay. I have to just use set the genres only. Okay. So for genres to be set, I just need to get it from simple use effect, or how I can do it. I can do it in several ways. Let's just explore one of those ways. Okay, I'm not just talking about several ways. Just let's explore all one of those ways. So I'm just using simple use effect for this. So it will be done after your first render. Okay, firstly your movies are here. So I want to map on movies. Movies dot map. Okay, just get me those mm, movie. Just get me those. I want a hmm. I will be getting an array na. So movie, inside of it, I just want its basic thing like genre ID on this thing only. Okay, you as of now you will be getting an a simple for loop would also work here. Need not to update it so much. A simple for loop is going to work. So why I'm not going? I'm making it very complex. Let's see how we can directly do it. Okay, movies dot length I plus plus. Let's just go over here and get that movies dot length. Just get let genres equals to movies of I dot genre IDs. Here I'm going to get an array. Okay, and now I want to push it to a set. Okay, so for this I can just simply do for let I equal to 0, sorry, j equal to 0, j less than genres dot length, genres dot length, and your j plus plus. Inside of it, we can do is I want to just directly put, I want a simple set. Let my genres is equals to new set of a simple array. Okay, just need a simple set. This font, one more thing we could do, we could just only account for the first only. Okay, so that makes our things very easy. So just I want to do a simple thing. Just want to do this thing. But just think of only the first genre, and with this I want to do it. Okay, so this helps me a lot, and I want to do it only once. Okay, and let's just go over here. Let's just put all those buttons over here. Okay, so need to use this inside genres dot map a simple genre with a simple arrow function, return, and button. Okay, so mm, favorite is not defined and use state is not defined. Let me just add it. Use state. So favorites is not defined. 10616. Just need to have 106, 106, 106. Need to add movies over here. So now I am getting these things, and it is printing only all genres because I have just put all genres over here. Just need to put genre over here. Okay. Interestingly, just don't need to put rest of these things. Over here, we'll just put it over here also. Okay. So now let's just summarize this feature. And as of now, I want to end it right now because it's over an hour also, and I think I can cover the rest of the feature in the different videos, so you can just understand it better. Let me just sum up this thing. Okay, so how I did this thing. So first of all, we had a simple genres id object that maps our genre id with a particular genre. And what I did, I just chose a simple set does not allow duplicacy. So what I would do, I would map on this movies array, and I will get the first genre of every movie, and skim it through this object and get the genre from here, and then I will put it to the set. Okay, so one after another I will be getting unique genres. Okay, then I will be putting it to this basic state variable, and it could be rendered using simple map. So that's how your genre thing would work. Okay, now the next thing would be here. After this, the next thing would be sorting. So we need to sort these things, uh, then filtering, searching, and pagination. These are things. And the next thing would, after that, the next thing would be to simply go and create a simple local storage so that I can truly get the data from my major home page. Okay, from this home page, I can get the data. So if I want to get the data from the home page, then I have to use the local storage. So these two videos are pending. I will be creating these two videos, or we can also do the lives, whichever you like. Okay, that's all from my side. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Take care.